Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John and this video is going to be what I picked up from CEX the other day. Also, I've got some footage of when I met Rockgod 2004 the other day at the Merit Centre. So that's coming up. But first, I've got an unboxing for you. So I've just received this package through the post. Here's Scalpel. Thank you. Now that looks very close, but it's not. False perspectives. Yep. So there is a note in here. Dear Mondo Chelloveck, after hearing your passion for Asian cinema, I thought this book would be of use to you. Regards, Neil. That'll be kept with the book. Asian cinema. That's even more interesting. So Neil got in touch with me and said he would like to send me something, and he just said it's a book and I don't think you've got it. So with it being Asian cinema, I don't think I've got it actually. So what Neil has sent me is Bay Logan. He's a bit of an authority when it comes to Asian cinema. So Hong Kong action cinema, Bay Logan. Nice oversized book here. So this book was published in 1996. So the sections in here are from Peking Opera to A Sure Thing, Bruce Lee, The Dragon Discovered, Lau Kar Lung, The Undisputed Martial Arts King, Jackie Chan, the Clown Prince of Kung Fu, Sammo Hung, The Multi-Talented Star, Chinese Ghost Stories, that's right up my alley that, The Far Eastern Flights of Fantasy, Heroic Bloodshed, The Ballistic Ballet of John Woo, ballet should I say, Comedy Capers, Carry On Out East, Fighting Females, The Far East's Favourite Females of Fury, The Next Generation, New Dragons Rising. Wow. This is going to be, got some great pictures in here. This is going to be a good read, this. And I tell you what, when it gets to the things like when it comes to my short scope stuff and also the stuff I've got behind us, which is quite a lot of martial arts there, gifted from John Hall, it'll give me a good insight into some of these movies I want to get into and say, well, you know, where do I start? Iconic. So it's got a good section of Bruce Lee in here. Love reading about Bruce Lee. I've read quite a few books on Bruce Lee, actually, probably more than any other martial artist. From my favourite Bruce Lee film, The Way of the Dragon. It's got a Bruce Lee selected filmography. The Green Hornet, which is a TV series that he was in, it says 1966 to 67. Marlowe, which was a movie, and he just played a small part in there. The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Game of Death, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death, completed version, Game of Death 2, Bruce Lee the Legend, Curse of the Dragon, Bruce Lee Martial Arts Master, Death by Misadventure, remember that one? And A&E biography, the Bruce Lee, that I've seen that one as well, that's great. It's got something about Brandon Lee there. So yeah, so this is going to be an excellent read, because at the moment I'm getting into all of these Hong Kong stuff, and this is going to be a bit of a companion piece to that. Got some great photographs in here. You get some great femme fatales in Hong Kong cinema who are absolutely brilliant when it comes to martial arts. Cynthia Rothrock as well. I keep meaning to get some of her movies.
Where's me ladders?
They're quite, I remember them back in the day, I used to watch them quite a bit. That's her there, Cynthia Rothrock. Chow Yun-fat, great star. There's John Woo there. You've got Zoo Warriors, and you've also got Chinese Ghost Story 3. Chinese Ghost Story is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's a bit like, if you can imagine, Evil Dead, a Chinese ghost story, a genuine classic, combining story, camera work, music, performances and special effects, provide Hong Kong horror with a new dimension. One of the few such flicks to be genuinely frightening. Yep, I'll agree with that. Absolutely brilliant. Got a section here on Wing Chun, which is one of the best sort of martial arts that I like to look at. I think it looks great on camera if it's done right, especially by Ip Man. I don't think the Ip Man would have been in here because Ip Man hadn't been made at this point. Jackie Chan, It says, the 10 best from Jackie Chan. Drunken Master, Project A, Wheels on Meals, First Mission, Police Story, Dragons Forever, Operation Condor, Police Story 3, Crime Story, and Drunken Master 2. Yep, I'd agree with that. Snake and Eagle Shadow as well. Brilliant that. So I want to thank Neil once again for sending this to me. This is going to be an amazing read. Also, it's going to be a good reference book as well when I start going through some of these movies down here. I'm going to look at them and think, right, what does it say about it in here? Maybe I'll find out a few interesting things. Also, sometimes I like to watch these in order, and I want to find out the order of stuff. And it's got well, Bear Logan, if you ever heard him when he talks on, he does a lot of commentaries, and he's a bit of a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Asian cinema. So once again, Neil, I'm going to get dying to get into this book. So thanks once again for thinking of me. And this is going to be an essential read for me when I'm going through my Asian cinema. So thanks once again, Neil. Cheers, mate. So just to add to that, I'm going to leave a link to, well, try to leave a link to, or at least write down that Neil has said, could I leave a link to his eBay channel? So I'm going to do that. So his ID is 123neil.d, which is a great ID. So yeah, go across to Neil's page and see what he's listing. So thanks once again, Neil. Appreciate this. So yeah, so last week I met up with Rockgod 2004 at the Merit Centre, and we had a great time. We went mooching around in CEX and HMV, and we bumped into Stephen Monkey Mason, link to his channel down below, Lonely Tree Entertainment. And we had a good chat with Stephen, and we caught up with a few things just about, you know, store in general and just things that are going on in HMV and just loads of things. So it was great to have that chat with us together and just sort of chewing the fat. So when I was there, I had a quick chat with Philip Goghill. Now Philip came up to me and asked me about the channel, and said he watched the channel, and I was so blown away. I was quite surprised actually. Just kind of, these things happen out of the blue and you don't really know they're going to happen, and you're kind of a bit tongue-tied actually. So I want to thank Philip once again for talking to me. It was quite unexpected but very much appreciated. So he's got a channel here, so I'm going to leave a link down to Philip's channel down below if you want to go and check his stuff out. And yeah, so thanks once again, Philip. It's great to meet a fellow YouTuber, and you just think, wow, there's a lot more people out there than you sort of realise who are kind of local to this area. And it's amazing how like fate brings you together, and you can have this meet-up, this chat. It's just it's a great thing to happen anyway. So thanks, Philip, for stopping me. And also, if you want to get over to Philip's channel, I'm going to leave a link down to his channel down below. That's Philip Goghill. So when I was with Nige, we didn't film any footage inside the Merit Centre, but we did film a bit of footage out in the car park. So I'll run that footage now.
This, well, end of video, class.
Yes. We're standing outside the Yellow Mall at the Merit Centre, and me and Nige have just been having a mooch around HMV and CEX to find. We didn't find anything, but we had a good mooch around. We had a good cup of coffee, and we had some big pastries as well, which were
Jolly
lovely.
tasty ones.
They were very
they?
nice.
Yes.
They were very nice, weren't they? And so remember, keep an eye out for part 4 of the live stream, the Video Nasties live stream, and that should be coming up quite soon.
It's the 4th one, but it will be part 3 of the section 1.
That's it.
And there's some more good ones coming in that one as well. I
There
can
is.
tell thee.
Yeah, and the section 1's full of good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. So keep an eye out for that one, and thanks once again to Nige for dropping over and saying hello to us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and buying me a vegan sausage roll. Very nice.
And a chicken bake, even nicer.
So,
We shall see you on the next one.
see you on the next one.
So as you can see from that brief footage, you can tell what a laugh we had that day. It was just so great to meet him, and obviously we're going to meet up again. So when I was talking to Nige had brought me some stuff over, and he'd said he didn't tell us what it was, and he passed it across, and the first thing he gave us was this DVD of The Hills Run Red. Now this movie looks like it's a found footage movie, but I think what happens is this group of teenagers go and try and find the locations of this movie that was made, and when they get there they realise that the movie wasn't a movie, it was actually real, and they're getting kind of drawn into this. That sounds like a quite interesting premise, and never heard of this movie, but I'm sure I've seen that cover before. It just rings a bell, and quite interested to see this. So that's The Hills Run Red. Also, Nige gave us a Blu Ray of Tales of Halloween. Now this movie is a movie that I've been very interested in. It's one of them ones where I think, oh, I'll pick it up next time. I never get around to it. So this movie has got 10 chilling stories in there. It's like an anthology movie, and it's released by Arrow as well, which is one of them strange ones that gets released on that Arrow Films, but it's not really Arrow's, but it is. It's a weird one that Arrow's got this other subsidiary, which I don't really know why it is, but it is. Anyway, so it's got a lot of bonus features on here as well, and I just think that this is one that really spoke to me. When I know a lot of people have seen it and said it's really good actually. Its run time is 97 minutes, so they're going to fit a lot of stuff. The stories might not be too long, but I just really like this type of thing. And I want to thank Nige once again for gifting me these things. So obviously me and Nige were talking about the next Video Nasties live stream, which will be part 4. And that'll happen as soon as possible. It's just all around my job. And as soon as I get the heads up on when I can do that, I'll be putting some announcements up on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming quite soon actually. So as you know, Rockgod 2004 has started putting stuff onto his YouTube channel to do with movies. And he's just recently been to see Jaws 3D in IMAX. So he's done a video on that. So I'll leave a link down to that one down below so you can check it out and hear his thoughts on this amazing film in IMAX. So cheers Nige, appreciate this mate. So the other day me and the Debs went to town and I went and looked through CEX and HMV. I didn't find anything in HMV this time around, but I found a few things, some good things in CEX. So first off, I bought for £1 Escape Plan. Now weirdly enough, the Debs really wanted to see these movies, and then we looked on Sky Movies and I think you could get the third one, but you kind of get the other ones, you've got to pay for them. And I think they're about £5 or even more. So you get this for £1 on Blu Ray, so I thought as soon as I see these cheap, I'll go and buy them. So I really like these action movies, and hopefully this movie's cheesy. I like these movies to be as cheesy as possible. I think it's the same as watching a cheesy horror film. You kind of get a blast out of them for like a bit of badness in it, and also it's not that, it's unbelievable usually. But that's the type of thing I like about action movies, the ones where you think this is ludicrous, but I'm having a good time with it. So that's Escape Plan. Next I got a Blu Ray that I've been sitting on the fence with for a long time. Now this Blu Ray, I've looked at it a few times and thought, well I don't really need it, but I think I want it. Now I have got these movies on DVD, and I thought it'll be nice to upgrade them to Blu Ray, being what they are. And also the only problem I had with it was it's not a 1080p disc, it's a 1080i disc, and everyone knows that's just not the same quality. It's kind of like HD, but it's not quite there, and you can tell it's not 1080i's. You can always tell that they're 1080i's. Although some movies, I think Deadheads, which is 1080i, but that looks really good actually. It looks just like a normal Blu-ray. So anyway, for £10 I got the best of Laurel and Hardy. Now this is the very best of Laurel and Hardy. Now it comes with a slip. Now it's got a little bit of stuff there, and that's just been off the sticker. Not that I took it off with the lighter fuel. It's not coming off the lighter fuel. It's just that this must have been on from when a sticker was on, because there's a sticker underneath the sticker. You know the score. So anyway, this is quite a good set in what it shows, what it has. It's got 3 discs in here. The movies are split up, which is good actually. The fact they're not just all rammed onto one disc, which they could do, but they have chosen not to do that. And the movies that I've got in here are some of Laurel and Hardy's best movies. They've got full-length features of Blockheads, Our Relations, Pardon Us, Sons of the Desert, and Way Out West. They've got more feature-length films, but they're probably some of the best ones. The one that's not in there, which I'd love to be in there, is Bonnie Scotland. That's the one that never seems to get released anywhere. And you get the short films of Another Fine Mess, Busybodies, and Toad in a Hole. Now that's not a bad set. It's not a bad set at all when you think about it. Now I've compared it to the previous set here. Now these is the DVDs you get from, I don't know who released these, Universal, and I've had these for years, and I thought, I mean, they look all right, they don't look bad, but I thought, you know, if these look a little bit better, and if I think they've got a better sound as well, I will watch these on here, and these ones will be just ones I would watch the other films on. Anyway, so I put them on, and to be honest, and I've got to be honest about this, there's not much difference. Now, if you haven't got these movies, this is a good little set. You can pick up, you can have a laugh with all of these movies. There's no bad movies on here, because Laurel and Hardy did make some ones that just weren't as good as the normal stuff. And the short films are great as well. There's some of the 3 of the funniest short films. Now, the big problem I've got with it is the fact that I was expecting maybe the prints to be cleaned up a touch, which they aren't. And also I was expecting to be maybe a kind of a bit of a new transfer, which they aren't. Now if you get these, and you know what these are like, and you've got the little things that run before the movies come on, the little shorts come on, Well, it plays those. So this is obviously that stuff's just been ported onto here. So that's a little bit disappointing. Now, to be honest, there is a little bit more resolution in here. The sharpness is there more than you've got in here. So this is a bit soft, and this is quite sort of sharp for what it is. But do bear in mind it's going to be quite scratchy, which I don't mind because these movies are 100 years old nearly. And yeah, so it's funny because it's one of the ones where I just wanted it. You know, when you just think I'm just going to get it because I love Laurel and Hardy that much that I thought, what happens if this is really good? Now I do know there's something out in the States which I'm always sitting on the fence with, but I think I'm going to go and get that one. And this has got like stuff that's been really remastered, and it's supposed to look pretty good. So I'm going to definitely go down the road and get them in the future because, to be honest, I mean, I've done it with Buster Keaton. There's no reason why they can't go with Laurel and Hardy being the best comedy team ever. I don't see why they can't go to the original negatives, which do exist. Some of them do exist anyway, and just do what they can with these, like 4K, remaster them and see what they can do with them. Maybe even put them out in 4K. Who knows? But it's a little bit disappointing to know that there's not that much difference. But to be honest, when it's on here, you do get a sort of higher resolution in a fashion. And is it worth £10? Probably, if you haven't got them. Now, the fact I've got all these movies elsewhere and I could watch them with not too much of a dip in the quality. I do think this is a movie. This is a box set you should get. Well, a set you should get for about £8. But I do enjoy having it on the shelves, and it's one of the ones where I just see it all the time. So I thought I just got to go and get it. £10 isn't a bad price for it, but I do think it should be round about the more like the £6 to £8 mark. So that's the very best of Laurel and Hardy. So as I was standing at the till to pay for those, I noticed that this box set was just beside it, and I said to the fellas, "Is this for sale?" He says, "Yeah, it is." And I noticed that this was £22, and I was going to pay £22 for it, but it wasn't on the shelf, so I thought, oh well, it's probably been sold. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the same one. So what I picked up for £18 was the complete Sartana. Now, this set is amazing. It's got such a great feel to it, actually. Nice bit of weight on it. And there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit scuffage on the front, but it's not too much at all. You can't notice it at all. I know there's some smoke there, but it's just a little bit of anyway, it's not into the cardboard or anything. So this is another set of Italian spaghetti western movies. And this features Sartana. And of course, it's on the back of The Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood, and also Django and Trinity. It's got all these great characters, these Italian characters. And this is the complete works of that. Now, these movies, there's 5 movies in here. So I think I've got these titles in the way they came out. And they've got some great titles here. If you meet Sartana, pray for your death. I am Sartana, your angel of death. Sartana's here. Trade your pistol for a coffin. Have a good funeral, my friend. Sartana will pay. And light the fuse. Sartana is coming. Yeah. Brilliant, eh? I think that these things are they're just great. They're very, very watchable. Now I'll put this on this. I've got a 2K remaster of, I think, most of them to thereabouts. When I put the first one on, and it looks pretty good actually. There's certain scenes where it looks a bit grainy, a bit scratchy, but there's other scenes where it looks absolutely mint quality. It's so like rich. The colours are beautiful, and it's got that whole, like the sort of sweatiness of the heat of the Italian. Whether they shot them, I don't know where they exactly shot them. I don't think it was in Italy, but I think they did sort of some Wild West locations. I don't think it was America, but it was somewhere along them lines. And I'm so glad to get this set. Also, I want to see all the extras, a load of extras on here as well. I'll put that up there and see if you can freeze frame and see what's going on there. But you've got a ton of stuff in there, and you've also got the write-up about Sartana. Now, if you're a fan of the Clint Eastwood movies, you will definitely get a blast out of these. Now, it's funny because when you think of the Clint Eastwood ones, they are definitely the best ones, don't get us wrong. But all the other ones I've seen of these Italian spaghetti westerns have always been really good. And I think it's because they'll come up at the same time, and I think it's because they obviously follow the same sort of storylines to a certain thing, and they've got this like stranger that comes in, he's like dead cool, and he's great with a gun and all that type of thing. So you're always going to know what you're going to get with it, which is not a bad thing, because sometimes you can pick up a Western and it's just not what you want, or just try to go in a different way. But I think that's when you get a spaghetti Western, you know kind of what you're going to get, and that's half the pleasure of them, because that's why I think these spaghetti Westerns are so watchable, because you know you're going to get the same thing, the same beats all the way through, if that makes any sense. So anyway, I'm very pleased to get that, and I do want to watch these ones. I don't know if the Debs will watch these ones. She has watched the spaghetti Westerns of Clint Eastwood, and she thought they were really good. But will she go into other territories like Django and this? She might do. Actually, I think I might start it with Django Prepare a Coffin, which is a brilliant, another Arrow release. And so yeah, so for £18, I just was literally, yes please, I'll have some of that. So yeah, so please check out those links I'm going to leave down below. So you take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.
That's that one done.
Right, so what else can we do? People going, what the...
No.